DM Scotty's Tilescapes, the isometric terrain system. Craft them all. Wow your friend.
Hey, Tilescapers. That's right. From now on, I'm going to call you Tilescapers. Cool. Okay, so today I want to do a crumbling castle front. And I could have done the usual kind of techniques. One of them could have been foam core, where I draw. I wanted to have sagging bricks. And I wasn't happy with the idea of doing it that way. So I found these foam squares at the dollar store. This bag was just $1. There's actually more in it, but it was just $1. And they're just random junk foam squares. And these work perfectly because what I found out, these take flat paint, black spray paint very well. They also take hot glue very well and white glue very well. So these are great addition to your crafter table. And it was really easy for me to use these to make the sagging blocks that were in the front of this crumbling castle front. So let's hit the table and check out that sagging, crumbling castle front.
Hey crafters, so here's our front. Now I've done some pieces that are 1 centimeter wide, and I'm gonna start gluing these on. I did some to do around the door and the edges. Now these are 1 centimeter wide and some various lengths long because I wanted to have some different sizes. Now I cut this, this is 6 inches tall by 8 inches wide. I did a little wider than usual. The door is 2 inches wide by 2.5 inches tall. And you can see I'm putting these on kind of askew because I want the front to look crumbling. All right, and that was the kind of the effect I was going for. So this is all just foam core, of course. So just make sure that's on there nicely. Just cut that edge off. So I got the start of a nice front here. And I want to make some pillars coming up the front, so I just cut some cardboard on the corrugation so I can bend it inside and get that kind of pillar look, right? So it's kind of a half pillar. So I'll just cut that, measure up to that line there because that's going to be kind of a shelf almost. And then I'll just glue those on. Cool. Looking good. Make sure you get excess glue off there. All right, nice. Okay. So now we've got that done, I want to do kind of a shelf that's on top of these pillars and also cover the hole in the pillars, right? So I'll go along that line, and this is just a piece of foam core. And I'll just glue that on. I want to have it kind of broken there. Cool. All right, now I'm going to start filling the edge in, and I'm going to fill it in with white glue, fill in the corrugation. And I want to kind of make it crumbling, so I'm going to put sand on the edge, right? So let's let that kind of sit. Now here's the material I was talking about earlier. It's this foam, and I got this bag at the dollar store for $1. These are just random chunks of foam, and I thought it'd be fun to use these for the project. So what I did was I cut some 1/2 inch by 1 inch, and I just started gluing them on, or I've set them out on the thing to see how they would look. And I like this technique because I was able to make them look askew. Also, I want to put kind of supports for that shelf that kind of broke there. Okay, and you can kind of use a piece of aluminum foil to add some texture to the foam core. And now I'm just kind of taking some chunks out of the foam core to make it look old and dilapidated. Put some cracks in it with a pen here. So just push into the foam core. Easy way to make cracks. Same with the foam here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the X-Acto and kind of drag it through the cardboard as well as some of the foam. And that'll give me some nice cracks into the cardboard as well as the foam. Got to push it in a little bit, accentuate it. Cool. Now I'm going to put some bricks on the outer door here. So the edge around the door. Just draw those in. Nice. And I'll do the same with the top shelf. So just separating the blocks that would make the shelf. And the pen just pushes right into that dollar store foam core, so perfect. All right, cool. Now I decided that I'm going to put a backing on this. I did another piece the exact same size. I'm going to glue it because I wanted a thicker wall, I decided. You know, you might start a project and then you decide something like that. So that's what I decided. So I'm just going to glue it with the white glue just to make it easy to line up perfectly. Now I'm going to use a strip of just cardstock and cover that corrugation on the inside of the door there. Now I'm not going to actually have a moving door because I want to be able to replace what's blocking the door. So I didn't actually put a door in this one like I do a lot of my other projects. So I'll just cover up that corrugation. Make sure it's all lined up. And just cut off the excess. Really coming into its own now. Now I'm going to reinforce this on the top with just some craft sticks. I've cut these to length to fit to the top. And I'll just put those on. That'll give it a nice reinforcement there. Okay, now I'm going to the back and I'm going to start doing some cracks into the back here. Now I'm using a different tool here than I did earlier. This is just a carving tool. I like to show you can use different stuff when you do projects. You can use whatever you have around. You don't have to use the exact same thing for everything. So I'll start gluing those bricks on. So nice, just in the pattern. I really like this because it'd really be hard to draw this on there, like in this kind of way. You know what I mean? It'd be very difficult, but this is just super easy to do this way. All right, cool. Now I didn't want as big a door frame as I had on the outside, so I actually used the foam to do the inner door frame. So I'm just going to go around. I pre-cut all these. Just go around and glue these on. So looking good. This looks like a multicolored mess right now, but when we paint it, it's really going to look good. All right, cool. Nice. Okay, now I'm just going to cut into some of those bricks like I did earlier. And it'll really look good when we paint this. Make sure it's all dry before you do this, of course. You're going to just slide them all around the piece. Yeah, cool. All right, now I'm going to do some glue reinforcement. I'm going to put it on the foam core so it doesn't melt when I spray paint it. You guys have seen me do this before. You can see too that I actually put sand on the second layer of the interior of the castle there, or on the edge. So I just resanded the edge to fill in this second part that I added later. All right, cool. I don't have to do the foam. That's nice. Okay, now I got my base. So I've just cut a piece that is long as the castle itself, and then I cut a lower piece. So I've got a piece in the back that will go under whatever tilescape, and then the front I'll kind of slant down like a short hill, right? Okay, so now I'll glue that piece on there. Just scrap cardboard. Glue the edge just in the front. I don't want to do it in the back. And then glue the front right on there. All right, cool. Just hold it. I like to make sure it's straight. There we go, nice. Now I've actually got my bigger glue gun and I'm going to kind of fill in that edge part there to kind of make it like a slope, a gentle slope going up to the castle front here. And just start filling in some ground. You want a nice uneven texture, not the flat texture of the cardboard itself. And the glue gun does that nicely. Now I'm going to do a stone path up to the castle front. And I'm dragging a path through the hot glue. And I'm going to use my solar hot glue gun and kind of do like swirls in it, which will make rocks. When we paint it, it's really going to look nice. So let's look like a stone path going up to the castle. Now I'm going to glue some extra bricks on the front that have fallen from the castle itself. Do a little more texture on those stones. All right, cool. Looking good. All right, now I want to damage these bricks up with my pen. So just kind of pull into it with the pen. Nice. All right, now I'm going to cover up the corrugation in the back. And I'm actually just using a strip of the foam. That works nicely. You can use that as well as the cardstock. Just like to show that you can use different materials. Now I've got some stones. I got these from IKEA, but you could really get anything. You get these stones out, out of, a ditch if you wanted. But I had these stones, so I'm going to use them. So I got these bigger aggregate at IKEA. I'm just going to start putting, you could use fish tank stones or any of that kind of thing. Just going to put those on, let them dry. And then start adding some places for rubble at the top of that shelf there above the door. And randomly around the front. And then I'll pour the construction sand on. I'm going to pour it on the bigger stones while it's wet also, because it'll get between the bigger pieces of stone, right? Now I've black bombed this. I've painted the front a dark burnt umber, and I'm going to use a lighter brown to kind of dry brush it, give it more of an earthy color. So cool. Now I'm going to start doing the path, and it's just very wet gray is what I'm using here. Pewter gray. Looks kind of a mess now, but once we get this some more details in, it'll be really looking good. So now I use the gray to paint the rocks and the extra bricks that have fallen. Now I'm going to do some crazy splatter here on this with the different colors. I'm using coffee and burnt sienna. And this gives a different color to the gray. It doesn't all just look like one flat gray. I like adding some different color to it. And you'll see when we paint it how it looks. So just getting all crazy on it. Okay, now I'm using my sponge technique here with my damp sponge and get some gray on there and just start sponging that on there. And wow, look at that. The details are really starting to pop out. You may not be able to get everything with a sponge, so use a little brush, to get some of the harder to reach spaces. Just kind of stipple it on from the brush itself so you get that same effect. So really looking nice. See there I'm going there, see? Fill in some of that areas. Nice. Wow, that's really coming in its own. I like that kind of muddied color, right? Really looks like an old ruin. So now I'm going to use a light gray and do the highlight. Usually I like to go around the edge of things and then kind of the interior a little bit, because it's not just everything going to be edged, it's going to have some interior highlights too. So wow, looking good, love it. And then do some rubble on the front, also the stone path. And look at that popping out, fantastic, I love it. Hey guys, let's have Roderick John up to the front of the castle for scale. Really cool there. First, I wanted to show you this banner I made. I made this chaos banner for the castle. I really like the look of this. If you want to make these banners, you can look at the DM's Craft number 126, or I use a charm on the top there. Really cool decoration, short tip number 83. All right, let's put that back to the front there for some eye candy. And here, let's get a closer look. And I want to show the entrance because I left it open so I could put different things in there. So there's some double doors you could pop in there, or a portcullis if you wanted to do that. So that way you could just have the door open, or you could add whatever you want to it. So I thought that'd be a neat feature. Let's take a closer look at this thing. So let's remove some of the gear there and pull it up closer. And really nice detail. I really like the sagging bricks. I think that really adds to the dilapidation of the castle. Now here's some moss I added on here. You can check out short tip number 84 to see how I did that. And just some really nice detail, the rubbly edge there. And I painted some cracks in the back there with the black paint. And there we go, a nice sagging castle front for your ruins.
Hello there, friend. Make sure to give your DM Scotty a like if you do like the video. Also, check out the Facebook group and forum. There are lots of nice people there. Give your DM Scotty $1 to buy a coffee so he can keep making videos at a hyper speed. Also, if you like to the Scotty, then join the Patreon and you get Crafters Lair. It has extra content for you and you can be happy for the rest of your life watching Crafters Lair and have fun.
Well, hello, moneyed adventurer, and welcome to Roderick's Real Estate. I have this giant fixer-up opportunity, this Chaos Castle. I just cleared it out, and it's ready to sell to adventure with a lot of gold. So come on in and check it out.